how much effect Gen Z has made to the ground, like how people talk. People are just coming from that slavery of politics of tribalism, of these people coming from my region, this one comes from this region. But I'm telling you, as we go on, I'm seeing us going to the right direction, and this is the right time to just stay focused, and we are not going to relent anymore, because these people, first of all, I can't be sympathetic to Gachagua. I can't be sympathetic to William Ruto. That one can't happen. These are people that we wanted to go home. That if we say Ruto must go, we mean that we don't want this government. We don't want this government plus all cronies. These cronies that are living in the parliament. Like today, I witnessed all the scandals, the chaos that erupted when citizens, a public participation, like here we are participating. I'm not tied to give an opinion that pleases you. We must have to have a divergent opinions on what we think about this nation. So you could see, like, there was a group like me when I came to Bomas. I witnessed several buses. Then I asked myself, I thought today people who are going for the public participation were citizens. You are just using your own money to go and give your opinion about how this country is going. But when I saw buses, and those buses, around those buses, you could see people crowding around there, being given money to go and make a decision. Brothers, we have a problem. I'm telling you, we have a problem. Me, I left that ground a very sad man, injured first in the first place, because we are the people who rescued our brother Morara. Those people, even that was a plot to kill. That was not a plot to even to aggressively handle someone and leave him to go home. I had to take like 3 chairs on my head while defending this man because of the people we have in this nation, these MPs. If we start talking the truth, no one wants to listen the truth. My friend, what we are doing right now, first thing, even if we don't move forward, even before we move forward, let's get the number of these MPs who are there. I know all the MPs who are there, and they are affiliated to the Azimio coalition. So you could wonder, like, who is sponsoring this bill? Who is sponsoring all this shit that is happening? TJ Kajwang, this MP for Ruaraka. That is the most stupid person I've never seen in this world. And because he touched us today, and I have an injury today, because of their stupidity, we will now start unleashing them, plus their side chicks, women that they seduce, people they have impregnated, because we know everything. Jalango is the second one. Anikompu, who just came to sit by sympathy, taking advantage of the situation to pay goons, to create chaos where Kenyans are getting divergent opinions, where Kenyans are giving their opinions about where this country is going to. And that one we are not going to allow. This one must be paid for. Every MP that was there, Elachi was there, Jalango was there, Mwenje was there, the useless TJ Kajwang was there. And this our boy here that we always trust here that support the movement called Kasamuel. Kasamuel should never be given a ground. However much English he can speak, he must understand that he maybe got an A plane in that English. We tried so much. Even me, I didn't get a D. I had a B plus. So everyone know how to speak English. If you can start using the movement for your own benefits, we are not going to allow that. I saw my brother being spelled on. The security had to run away. So he had to be protected by the only patriots, the Gen Z patriots. And we saw all that happens. And I'm also swearing today that these people, this group of people that live in the ghetto, some of them, we just need them to suffer there for the rest of their life. Because these are the people who doesn't reason. You don't reason. Someone who's just giving an opinion. And we are marking them one by one. And action must be taken. We are not going to joke with these people. So me, in my opinion, I'm saying Ruto have to go. And if we say Ruto must go, we mean all the government should be disbanded. That is how we always say the parliament need to be dissolved. We don't want, there's no one who is good there that we are saying that Uyu ni mzuri. All these people are shit, who are playing with our mind. For the first time when this bill was brought into the parliament, we saw all MPs present in that parliament. But when you have important issues on the things that relates to our life, they never come. Some don't even attend. Some don't even talk. The issues of like the SHIF where we are being moved to forcefully. These people never talk about this because they know that's the ground where they will use to collect money. That's the ground they will use to get their proxies money to use and to do the launderings and the stuffs. And we are not going to allow that. So, fellow Kenyans, I'm just saying that it has just started. What they have brought today, it is good. Like what we wanted. I went there to learn and to see how how far we have moved on since the movement started. And to my opinion, I'm giving the Gen Zs we are like at 96%. We are only remaining with 4%, and this 4%. 4% is just a small population of crooks, people who don't reason, people who don't think, people who think. I'm sorry to say, it is bad to think by your buttocks. These are very stupid people. So this government is a government that we must, even before you go to sleep, you must strategize on like next day, like how can we what can lead to downfall of this government? So guys, this is the time. The country is heading to a wrong direction. It is a wrong direction. This is a country that no one obeys the court orders. No one follows the constitution. In fact, this constitution should stop working because it is not followed. There's no one who follows constitution. If something can be taken to court and the court declared it illegal, then the next day you find it has been implemented. It's a law and it is working. Which country are we heading to? Which direction are we heading to? And we are claiming here that now Gachagua has to leave alone. I'm not supporting Gachagua. They have to leave, all of them. I don't give shit about any of them. And the journey has just started. Let us keep strategizing. The more they bring these useless issues, the more we get grounds to meet them. I've heard that the court has decided that there will be a second round of this public participation. Bro, if you have a chance, make an initiative of going to that place. There are a lot of shit that are happening there, people being paid and the staffs, but just go there. You will see that Kenyans are really hungry. Kenyans are hungry. They are having hunger and they are hungry at the same time. So it is not a time for joking. It is not a time for joking. And anyone who joke in our line of duty, we will deal with you. Some of us, we were holding very important careers in this country, and we had to be sacked because of our stand. And we are not afraid. We are not afraid, and we don't bow down to anyone. We will not kneel down to lick people's buttocks. It will not happen. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. And the direction we are moving on right now, they must be very, very, very serious. It is good. The person who sponsored all this public participation, hoping that he will come, the winner was the president. And he has seen dust. Every place it was Ruto must go. Every place, each and every place where this thing was conducted, it was him must go first because no one wants him. Let him not play like he's a clean sheep or he's a dove. We are not going to allow that. Kenyans, let's unite. This is how revolution starts, and this is a journey we have started. We have invested in. We have lost all the little we have, but we have big things coming ahead. So don't give a damn about all this shit that these people bring to place. These people do not even think about. These people see us as fools. There's a young man who stood and took the mic, and in fact he got into anger and told TJ Kajang on the face that you people are stupid, and you could see the aggressiveness that came from their side because all the time they've been thinking that we are fools. They can run with our minds. They can play with our minds the way they play with their families. It will not happen, and it is not going to happen. I know arrest will be made. The president is so angry. The information that we have, according to our desk now, that they are trying to trace people. They claim that there are people who came there to instigate. No one came to instigate. No one came there to cause chaos. It was coming there to speak the reality, to tell the public the reality about the direction where this country is heading to. And it is the beginning. I'm telling him, it is the beginning. I'm ready. From what I saw today and the hunger that I've carried from Bomas, I'm a different person today. And I'm turning to an animal. I'm not going to joke about anyone. I'm not going to joke. My MP is that Jalango, the Nikompu, the comedian. I've told him, you will see dust. Send your goons. I'm also a good goon. I was a very good goon when I was in campus. And I can still revive it back. It has not gone. It is not gone. So, guys, We are in a wrong direction. Please take the civic to the people in the ground. Tell the people the truth. Tell them the shit in this government. Tell them the plans that they have with their taxes. Tell them that this SHIF cannot help in anything. This is a scheme. If NHIF itself was a scheme to loot from Kenyans, why was that lady? There's a lady that was killed in the middle of the CBD who was shot. A shot came from nowhere because she was in NHIF and there was important information that she had there about the loot that happens there every day. Then right now they want to move us from frying pan now to the fire. We are not going to allow that. This country has reached a point that no one is going to be carried away by fear, by intimidations, by job sackings, intimidation, and whatsoever. Stay strong wherever you are. The journey has started, and it is going to be very, very fiery ahead here. So, my brothers, I'm still hungry. I'm still hungry, and I have hunger at the same time. I will speak if I get another chance.
Thank you so much, General China, for that submission. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is Home Run with PP. Home Run with PP comes to you each and every weekday from 4 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. East African time. You can be part of our community by just tuning in on Spaces. Every weekday from 4 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. East African time, you'll get me here on the microphone. And of course, my show is supported by you, the listener. If you like what I'm doing, there's a tip line. And I get what the anger that General China has. Because when I was waiting for this public participation, I didn't expect people to, to receive chairs, to stop chairs with their heads. I don't understand why a poor man hates another poor man this much. Why do we poor people hate poor people this much? Dolphin, maskini anapiga maskini kiti alafu leo usiku anaiona ana sapa. Shenzi kabisa. Na Dolphin aidha
Pipi.
Yo.
Mi nashindo umse anakasirikia nini sasa, because in case of this context, you have to be logical, and an upright person who can reason and articulate issues so that you can meet your objectives or goals. So, acha mimi niseme hivi. The other time there is nani alitutukana hapa akatuambia, there is a word that he used that we never reasoned at that time. So, acha mimi niseme hivi. Kama ulienda Bomas, you never met your objective, because it was what happened in Bomas was meant to happen, and that was the government organizing it that way. The reason why they organized it that way, they needed pictures just in case people goes to court. Now they claim that public participation never happened. That is how governments work. They work through blackmail and propaganda. Kitu ya pili, you are setting in for a cause. In my opinion, Rigathi is a truthful person. He has his shortcomings kama watu wengine. If you tell me that Rigathi today must go, that you are planning for a public participation for a deputy president to be removed from the seat of the deputy president, then I guess reasoning yako hapo kidogo iko chini. This is my reason. JKIA is being auctioned. People have forgotten. You claim that SHIF is the problem. People have forgotten about it. You claim that taxes are being increased. People have forgotten about it. You claim that some certain tribes are being given jobs. Some certain people are unqualified or unfit for some certain jobs. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, when Iran was firing missiles to Israel, I was talking to some guy, nikamwambia, today evening kutakuwa kuna shida. na akaniuliza umejuaje? Nikamwambia it's because the government does not pay attention to what's happening internationally, and the government has never paid attention to its citizens around the globe. Kitu yenye serikali ya Ruto ingefanya as a noble president to evacuate people from Lebanon and Middle East at large before the war erupts. We have casualties. Some of them are Kenyans. Some of them are dying in Dubai. Some of them, around the world. Hakuna jinsi moja ashaizungumzia hiyo kitu. The only thing that you guys are shouting in the streets that we need some good governance. Mkipatana na watu kama huyu, the other guy mwenye huyu wa nywele huyu, he is meeting politicians from the other end, and this person mnataka kusema he speaks on your behalf, ama yeye akiongea mnaanza kushangilia. In my opinion, kitu yenye ingefanyika ni hivi. Pipi, if Morara was genuine, na kama mimi ningekuwa Morara, and because I'm not Morara, he went to Bomas. Bro, yeye angeenda Central Police Station, akachukue permit ya kuhold rally yake wapi? Tao, Uhuru Park. He makes to do the public participation that is meant to be done and tell people this is the direction that we are moving. Ukienda kwa mkutano ya serikali imelipwa na pesa ya serikali na serikali wamedeploy polisi, mutaenda kupigwa huko na mutauliwa. Bro, if you are there during the time of Pentagon, that was in 2007, ask your fathers or the police officers who are there, ndio waambie serikali inafanyanga aje vitu yake. William Ruto was a saint before he became the president. Uhuru was a saint before he became the president. But the moment you get into that seat, you automatically get confused and you change your ways, you become a different person. You do not deal with things in a normal way again. And that is why people can die and the government inanyamaza. There are no drugs in the hospital and the government inanyamaza. There are a lot of apparently accidents kwa mabarabara and the government inafanya nini? Inanyamaza. We have a monster called CBC that parents are spending 5 times money more than the previous system of education, and the parents bado wananyamaza. Unanipata? There are a lot of floods in the country and the government inanyamaza. Mombasa kumejaa sewage kila mahali kwanuka. Governments have been there, nothing has ever changed until that is Mombasa for you. A small drainage of almost 800 people, not even a million or 2. Serikali inashinda kutengeneza. And this is a city that is mandated for them to do the drainage and the sewage system. Nairobi, the same thing. We have a lot of slums, we have a lot of crowded. I mean, there is an increase in insecurity in Nairobi. It is us that who are roaming around the streets. It is our friends who are killing us. And we want to blame the government for this. My direction, yenye ningetoa, kama ningeulizwa maoni, ni hivi. Morara awachane na mambo ya serikali. He concentrate on the civic education ya kufanyia watu. After that, aandike goals yake, ni nini anataka kwa maisha na ni nini anatakia watu wengine. So it is easier for you to convince your friends people to walk into the same direction because you share the same ideology. Lakini you cannot tell me that you are going to convince a government to accept your ideologies. You will be both, my friend, and there's nothing that you'll do. We are walking into a different direction whereby, don't quote me wrong, in Kenya, there's a lot of crystal meth. I mean crystal meth, ambayo inaharibu vijana. Recently, there was a lab ya kutengeneza crystal meth mahali in Kenya. Ya kufanya nini? To supply drugs. And it was busted. The people who are running that walishikwa. So the youth are getting confused day in, day out. It's a design by the government. And how will you save yourself? How will you save the routing system? Ukinitaka kuniambia ati sijui muko na kikao cha kuondoa Rigathi leo. Who will replace Rigathi? Pipi wewe utakuja kuwa deputy president wa Kenya? Ama Ayabei
nipe kiti uone.
No, but I'm not saying that you cannot be, but hautapewa. It is a fact. Wanatengenezea mtu mwingine hiyo kiti. Unanipata? So, in my opinion, Morara afanye hivi. Kama anataka kuchangiwa pesa, ndio akuja afanye hiyo public participation, awachane mambo ya serikali, achangiwe. Lakini hii ujinga ya kwenda kwa mkutano ya serikali pia yeye anaenda public participation, you are creating an avenue for a disaster. I'm not qualified to give this kind of an advice, but mimi nimeona mengi because I've worked along with some people who've worked for the government and they know things that I don't know. My last bit is this, PP. Public participation is good. It's a nice thing. What Gen Zs were doing, it's wrong, but that's actually the right path to achieve the goals. Doing the wrong thing, utajua ilikuwa the wrong thing and you'll change your ways and you'll start doing the right thing. Heckling is not the right thing. Or stopping things is not. I mean, take your voters card. Kama munataka kutoa hii serikali, make sure that muende kesho, Ruto to be removed from that seat, dissolve the government, let's go for a general election. It is not a matter of ati sijui tutafanya nini ati we have to condone this. No. Mutakondona lini? These guys are using divisional tactics to be creating a lot more than what you can chew for them to continue sealing their deals and closing all the avenues that they want. At the end of the day, hizi mabill zote zinapitishwa, you'll be hunted down one by one. And trust you me, pipi, hakuna mtu mwenye atakuja kukuona cell. It is a fact. I have been there and we've tried on some few things. Uliza mtu kama nani? Uliza mtu kama Mkenya. Utonokea hizi ama uliza mtu kama Oduk. How many people came through for him? Juzi venye alikuwa shimo la tewa. It's very I mean, you have to, na hakuna siku pipi you will tell me that you are going to hold an opinion that matters bila wewe kuwa na pesa. Bro, you have to make money for you to evade DCI, for you to evade government, because some things you have to pay for your freedom. Hiyo ni kitu lazima. Wewe uende upangange tu kwa street na una pesa bro, kesho ukuje ushikwe. Mtu mwenye anakushika atahitaji pesa. You will need money to move from one point to another in order to evade these people. You need money to plan activities. You will need money to convince that we are moving towards the right direction, because they will have a share in this government. Sijui kama unaelewa. So the last bit, my parting shot ni hivi. Gen Zs, be the Gen Zs. Decide what you want for your future and go for what you want. Hii tabia ya kufatana na watu wa serikali, that wacha to let's align ourselves with this kind of a person so that anaweza tuongelea pale mbele. Remove the government and install your people afresh. Hii tabia ya sijui ati let's align with some certain politician, hata huyo Omkeo Mtata angekuwa mtu mwenye ako na akili, he would have resigned and led a revolution long time ago. Why is still working for the same government? Ama atatuambia sijui because he was elected by people and doing something. Sindio? Because you are part of the system that is creating havoc and chaos. So why don't you leave the system and tell people that we have this strategy, let's follow this strategy and overthrow this government? Tabia kuja kudanganya sijui public participation. Rigathi hakuna mahali penye anaenda. As long as William Ruto still sits on that seat, hakuna mahali penye Rigathi anaenda. Na Rigathi akitoka hivi leo, there will be a division and there will be another 2007 in this country. It's like people, you know, removing a deputy president from one community that holds larger portion of votes. Si ati ni watu, na si ati people when ndio utaenda kupigana kesho. Yeah, ako na watu wake. And he has got also his stake in this government. And if you never knew what transpired before that 2022, mahali penye hao wase walikuwa wamefikiana, ask Ndindi Nyoro, he will tell you that. And Babu Owino, you've not seen them in this circus. Na ulisikia Kimani Ichung'wah alisema nini? Rigathi alikuwa anakaa kwa nani? Kwa Ndindi Nyoro. Akitafuta nani? Akitafuta na Uhuru. So ask yourself what is going on. Na Ndindi Nyoro, how much has he accumulated for this period of time? Na kama Rigathi ni mbaya, you are questioning over 5.2 billion shillings yenye yeye ameaccumulate. Ruto amechukua pesa ngapi? Kindiki amechukua pesa ngapi? All these politicians that came in, they doubled their wealth by half. So Rigathi akichukua hiyo confidential budget yake yenye sijui walikuwa wameandika kwa media, you start blaming that guy. No, because yeye anajua he contributed to the elections of this country. And he gave yeye alitoa pesa ya nini? Yeye alitoa pesa ya campaign. So he has to become part of this. He has to become part of this government by fire, by force. So hiyo ni maoni yangu, and generally be logical and usikuwa mtu wa hasira, because you'll never achieve your goals ukikasirika. Kwanza kutukana watu na kusema mimi huyu atanijua, yule atanijua, bro, utaenda kukula kwako, utalala kesho, watu wanaendelea na kazi zao. The only way to move forward is to have a sober mind and a clear vision and a journey map for that. You'll achieve your goals. Personally, I do not support the government. I do not support Rigathi. I do not support whatsoever who is in this government. If we are getting new leaders completely out of the close, let's get them. But as long as tusifukuze mtu moja, tuache mwingine. Because we are losing parastatals, we are losing people, and we are being reduced to beggars. That is what this government is doing. We are being reduced to beggars. Na kama nyinyi hamuoni, then mimi nawaambia leo, there is nothing that is working for this government, and in the next 3 months, policies are going to change. You will see things changing. Yeah. That's it, people.
Okay, I see people are really on fire kwenye comment section. Margaret Mashare sema out of time. Next speaker, can this fellow stop? He's an agent. Huyu ni JC anasema hivyo. Hashtag police asema I do not agree with free knowledge at all. Your way is not the only way. Let people use their talents, resources, positions and tools that they have to do their part in this movement. That is from the one and only hashtag police. You're listening to Hope People, ladies and gentlemen, comes to you each and every weekday from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. kama kawaida. I want to go to the next speakers, but not before I play this jingle. It's been a minute, hata mnaweza sahau mko wapi. Unajua hapa ndo the show of very few many people. Thank you so much for tuning in anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome to Home Run with Pipi. Karibu sana kwenye show yetu ya Home Run Pipi, mabibi na mabwana. I have been working behind the scenes. That is why you are hearing the echo. The sound was not a bit crisp. I was not using the machine to stream the show. But now I'm back on the machine. And of course, if you want to see why I was not on the machine, you can check out my latest post also on the Jumbotron. Jana, nataka niwapigie makofi. Najua imekuwa siku mrefu. Yes, I came out to the listeners yesterday and said we wanted to improve our studio, and they listened to my call, and whatever you fundraised, ndo hiyo kiti mpya imeingia kwa studio, some new wallpaper pale ndani imeingia kwa studio, and of course there's also that background curtain imeingia kwa studio. So we are building in nice. Asanteni sana kwa wale watu ambao wanaingia kwa mfuko yao wanatuwekea kitu. Unajua kuna kitu mtu amesema hapa imeni touch sana. Kenyans are hungry. And you know, a hungry man is an angry man. Ladies and gentlemen, the picture that was painted today on national TV, in various parts of the country, is a picture of an angry nation. You know, when you used to go for these public participation videos, the ones you used to see, most of the times you would see people probably just pacific, wametulia tu, they were not speaking. But this time round, people were fighting to be on the TV cameras to tell Ruto to go away. People are ready to get on that camera or that microphone and speak. There was a lady who spoke, and I was like, oh yes, we need these ladies, this level of power on our country for people to speak. But honestly, one thing I noticed is Kenyans are speaking from one language. Lakini hapa Twitter tunaendelea kutukanana, tunaendelea kudhalilishana. I understand you might have an opinion about someone or whatever they are doing or whatever is going on in their life. But I don't believe mpaka nikukosee ndio ukuje uniambie Pipita. You are, ndio maana uko na studio kwa jikoni.
Social conversations, engaging topics on your phone anywhere. This is Home Run with Pipi.
Streaming live from my kitchen. This is Home Run with Pipi, ladies and gentlemen. Comes to you each and every weekday from 4 p.m. all the way to 9 p.m. And of course, today at 9 p.m. I will be live. I will be premiering another interview. Wataendelea tu kuongea vibaya, lakini sisi tunaendelea kufanya kazi hapa. So I'll be premiering an interview with Grace Olwande on HRWP YouTube channel. That is our YouTube channel. Welcome to HRWP. That is Home Run with Pipi, our family where we share good stories, and we are doing journey series. You need to listen to what Grace Olwande has to say to that. But today we are here about public participation. It has been quite a day. People feel betrayed. But my question is, you guys said you are leaderless. Who betrayed you? Who betrayed you? The other guy. Habari yako?
Mimi niko salama. Now, when you say we were leaderless, but everybody was in there. So if one of us betrayed us, that's what we are talking about. But now I have two issues on this matter. And the first issue is the script keeps repeating, and Kenyans keep falling for the same script. Now, there is a guy who started talking, and one of the first things he said is that Gachagua is a truthful man. How is Gachagua a truthful man? I mean, if somebody says he's a truthful man, that does not mean he's a truthful man. That is a billionaire who has done nothing to become a billionaire. So when you are a Kenyan citizen in this revolution and you say Gachagua is a truthful man and he has some shortcomings, you are lost. You should first go find yourself, but it's your opinion nevertheless. So on my issue of if Gachagua should be impeached, I think Gachagua should be impeached. I think Gachagua should be impeached so that other people learn of the consequences of being in a corrupt system, a system like the one Gachagua is currently in. And it's my hope that he is impeached alone. So when that guy is so many of us Gen Zs getting killed on the streets, and he has been in 2 years of corruption, of pure corruption. He has said nothing, he has done nothing. I pray that he gets impeached alone. As much as Ruto should be the first one to be impeached, I pray that Gachagua gets impeached wa kwanza aende, maybe others will learn. Now, the other thing is wishful thinking. We come to these spaces and we say the obvious. We say wote wanafaa kuenda. That's wishful thinking, because when you say wote wanafaa kuenda, those are people who are ready to kill more than 100 people to stay in power. So saying wanafaa kuenda, that's wishful thinking, because you even don't have the threshold number of how many people they are willing to sacrifice for them to be in that power. Now, we cannot become like them. We cannot be willing to kill to change the governance of this country. But all in all, if we are to strategize fiti, we have an opportunity to change the trajectory of this country. So I think these spaces, Pipita, should be more of strategy oriented spaces. Mtu anakuja anasema, what do you think should be done? Because I've been in many spaces and people say the obvious. People say Ruto is a thief. Everybody knows Ruto is a thief. Everybody says Ruto and Gachagua should go. Everybody wishes worse could happen. I mean, go where? I wish worse could happen. But all in all, like I said, it's wishful thinking. So we should be strategic. Alafu, the other issue is, kuna General China. Kuna General amesema tunafaa kuwa na divergent opinions and they should be respected or listened to. I think that guy, general, I think that guy loves the country. You can feel it in his voice. That is a person I too would be willing to debate with, to have discussions with. You listen to that person and uko zile za huyu ni mse anapenda hii country. So hiyo issue ya divergent opinion, I have lots of divergent opinions, and one of them is we should stop falling for everybody. Tuna behave nitumie malaya. Tuna behave kama malaya. The first person who comes out to hapo, somebody tries to do a different thing, we already anoint him, and that's why people like Casmuel end up disappointing us. Now, I will go back kiasi to the time of huyu jamaa alikuwa anaitwa Kigeugeu. That guy wasn't a politician. He wanted to do something good, and people turned him into a politician, and that's what's been happening. Somebody comes and tries to do his own thing, take a different path, and Kenyans, because we've been tumetumiwa vibaya for long, we see a messiah. I mean, Eric Omondi did not come out as a politician. Now people are encouraging him to be a politician. Jalas did not come out as a politician. He did some 1, 2, 3 good things. People want him to be a politician. Morara Kebaso, the guy had his own path. Kazi yake ilikuwa kuonyeshana project za hazijafanywa za government, which was a very commendable thing to do. And hata hiyo story na fair at that time tuli support. But now when you pick the script, when we realize you've been reading the script, it's funny, because in a matter of 2 months from showing government project to becoming a self-declared and backed by some people president of Gen Z. I mean, that's a far reach, to be honest. Now, he may be a genuine guy, and I would love that he is a genuine guy. I would love for that to be true. But, I mean, you know Casmuel as well as you know me at this moment. I can speak all the right words. Everything good, I mean, Morara has been saying. Hizo vitu politicians have been saying over and over again. Hakuna mtu haizi sema Ruto ni mbaya. Hakuna politician hajatusi politician mwingine. The script is the same. So if Morara Kebaso is a good leader and si vizuri venye leo alipigwa, that should not happen to Morara Kebaso or any other Kenyan citizen. If Morara Kebaso, we should do some, maybe he's a perfect leader, but we should do some background checks. We should know who this person is before we draw everything towards him. And I mean, tuweke kila kitu kwa hiyo basket moja. What if it breaks before 2027 and now we are back to ground zero? Tufanye due diligence yetu, tuache kufuata the first guy who comes up. Pia mimi kesho naweza amka nianze kunini. But let's do due diligence to do where we are headed. Let's strategize. 2027 is not very far. It's okay to have conflicting opinions. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm not, but maybe I am. So we listen to each other, we disagree as much as possible, and maybe by 2027 we'll have agreed on something. Yeah. So let's stop with the wishful thinking. Let's continue with the civil education. I do mine on nikibebwa na boda boda. I talk to the boda boda guy. Let's do civil education, civic education, and let's stop anointing the first person who we see. Hata venye David alikuwa anaenda kuanointiwa, si alitokea kwanza, he was like the last person. But we are so desperate for a savior. We have that save me mentality. We are so desperate for a savior. We are willing for anybody to be a savior, and the script has been there, and the script is very clear. So tukue careful, and tukikuwa careful, maybe if it's the correct guy, nothing will change that. That's my opinion. Thank you, Pipit.
Hi, asante for that opinion, bwana the other guy. I want to hear from Mizani. Unajua kuna kitu umesema hapo imefanya hata sisi tutake kumalizwa, you know. When people hear something like that, hey, we want accountability, they feel like unapiga Morara Kebaso vita. Yeah, so I'm glad someone else spoke it out so that it doesn't look like we are on a campaign against each other. Mizani 254 is here with us. Then Ras G as well has been patient on the mic. Then we can hear from designer. Mizani, how are you doing?
Yes, my brother. How are you doing? Good evening. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm well. Get off the nani. You are behind the system. Yani uko mbali kidogo.
Actually, I think it's because I was on BT. Let me drop and rejoin. That will work out.
Okay, sawa. So while Miss Dani is dropping and joining, kuna jamaa amesema kwamba tunaweza kuwa na show kali hapa hivi nikiacha form za DJ Afro.
You're now listening to MC Pipita on Home Run with Pipi.
Like, hey, lakini one thing I have learned is don't come looking for love on X. There is none here. Kama hata Morara mnampenda na bado mnamgeukia. Sasa sembuse mimi kijana hapa tu chini. I have no expectations with you guys, by the way. Mizani, talk to me, man.
Hi, Pipi. I hope I'm audible enough. If you can hear me, give me a 100. Awesome, yes, awesome. Greetings, and what a day, what a week, and what a month. It's only but the 4th of October, lakini syllabus inakimbia. I've heard that from my friends when they talk about syllabus. So it's Eli Likiani from Mizani, and I have a few comments to make. Number one, PP, just to encourage you, starting off a studio does not mean you need to be somewhere on Wayaki Way or on Dennis Pritt Road to make it in this industry. One of my biggest studio I ever had actually was in my kitchen, and I set a good, nice space, and anybody that walked in would say, wow, you guys have a lovely studio, but it was in the kitchen. So you are on the right track. Number two, I love the fact that you're talking about public participation, because many have said today was a win for this country when it comes to the current administration looking at the loopholes within the way they're running the Kenyan affairs. And I must add my voice on that to say, recently we actually did have a conversation of public participation. And the question does not just end at public participation. The issue we should be asking is, what is effective public participation? When the framers of the Constitution came up with that provision whereby the public will be involved in the matters that concern them, in the legislations that concern them, and to some grievous matters such as the impeachment of their leaders, what should that entail? So, PP, in a nutshell, what happened today at Bomas is a reflection of we key into a system and say, uko na computer, kijana wangu amesoma computer. But the best they can do is back in the days, we used to have a game on the computer called ZP Race. For those of you who grew up in that time, piki unaendesha na 512 GB RAM. And we all said we knew how to use the computer. So we have created an opportunity to have a conversation as a nation, but then the outcome of that conversation is not really to ensure that there is the public hearing and input on the decision that is being made. And therefore, even I had one of the speakers, I'm not so updated with the current information, that the court has requested we need to have a part 2. But what will be happening in that? And PP, that is the danger of an informed collective making decisions. So today we possibly had an opportunity to decide how we want to be governed. And fair enough, people address the issues that are pinching to them. So as a governing body, as a governing administration, what should that look like to them? Does it resonate with the agenda that they have for this country? Or does it bring a conflicting message that things are not? But then again, you can't talk to a deaf person in a language that they don't understand. So is it time we started talking with signs and wonders? Is something I'm questioning all of us. But 9 out of 10, I must give Kenyans for raising the issues that are pertinent to them. But not having an opportunity to effectively converse on the issue of the impeachment, many will call it was a political plot. But I think it's a defiance of the only thing that stands between organized society and disorganized society, and that is upholding our constitution. Many have called and asked for us to actually even do away with the constitution. My comment is, that is not a pretty place you want to find yourself in. Because once that is done and suspended, you are inviting somebody else to actually rule over you. So is that what we want? Definitely not. We find ourselves between a rock and a hard place. But I think we still have room to decide what we want for this country. And last but not least, what happened to Morara should not have happened, and all other Kenyans. We cannot be the same citizens that want change, but when we have an opportunity to exercise power, we misuse that power. In a democracy, everyone should be allowed to have their say, and the majority definitely take the day. But the democracy we have as country the democracy we have as a populace is the democracy that serves us with mob injustice. Thank you, PP. I learned.
You heard the man, mob injustice. You know, one thing I don't like about democracy is the fact that people say there is freedom of speech, but if we do not align in thoughts, then the freedom of speech is limited. And that even counts to our leaders. And that is why most of the people, leaders, were shocked we are not singing their reggae today, because they want the people to sing their reggae. Ras G, habari yako mzee? Uliona visanga leo? I don't know if Ras G can hear me. Yeah, Ras G, I can see you, but I cannot hear you. She's quite sad. I would request the thing again, Ras G. Yes, Ras G comes in next, of course. I would request the mic and talk to us. Dizina, leo naona umeamua urudi na ile account ya bana. Inamaanisha you cannot access the space with the real one.
I couldn't. I was I was on your request list for almost 20 minutes and said, okay, fine, let me see if I can get into the space with this one. Now, Dolphin said a lot, and I couldn't pinpoint what he actually was saying. It was like Dolphin alikuwa anajicontradict with the particulars that he was saying that we need to take up, yes, but we don't need to go talk to the government. Then what are we supposed to be doing? Because as we have been told, I was in a space today where we are told the system is us. Us as a collective, we are the system. And the notion in that we are the system which is supposed to change, I see this thing as us as a people. We are the ones supposed to change. When we effect that change, then we are able to change others. Yeah? Someone said we need to do introspective analysis of ourselves and the cultures that we want represented out here. So when it comes to the people we are choosing, are we choosing these people on the basis of what they can give us, or are we choosing the same people on the basis of how their integrity, values, or their morals? Western said we can't fight someone on moral value, on morals alone, and it is true, you can't fight people on morals alone. But at the end of the day, does our opinion hold value? You see, what is happening currently right now, and I wish that people stop disputing it, is that we are changing the narrative of what these politicians usually thought that they knew about us. You know, they knew that, okay, fine, they can bring some very huge problem and then we will simply forget about all the things that were happening before. Unaona, we will simply forget about it. And just a conspiracy here, after hearing Ken Mijungu talk on TikTok this past few days, saying that it is Gachagua is going to be impeached, we can take it to the bank, and if he is going to be impeached, then there are 3 candidates on the list. I can't remember the names, but number 1 was Anwar Guru, and then somebody else, and then Kithure Kindiki was the 3rd person. I know it's a by the way topic, but let's just get this over with, because we also need to look at the bigger picture on what goes ahead. Now, all these people, what I'm seeing here, if it's going to happen and Ruto is forced to choose, it is like he is going to see this as a sanitization of the next 3 years. Here is why. I'm of the opinion that if Gachagua is impeached and somebody else is chosen as deputy, then this person will be the next choice in the 2027 election, whereby he'll come and say, oh, we got rid of the bad apple, now we have a good apple, so we can move on, you know. And the tricks are there. Another thing about Morara, that I see that it wasn't actually, I cannot say it was it was the government, yes, but on the side of the MPs goons, because most of the MPs who are there, I've seen a video whereby he came in, was sat down, people sat next to him, he was being salimbiwad by almost people who wanted to say hi. But when DK was saying that the people who were causing fracas were bodily men, you could see they were actually bodily men. And those are only found with goons, because those people who didn't want chaos were running from the issues, from throwing chairs and all these kinds of people. And I'm very sure if I enter TikTok now, I'll get different varieties of these videos, because so very many people are taking videos of the incident itself. My train of thought has potea kidogo. Let me cool down kidogo.
We'll come back to you. Naona Ras G amerudi. Wacha tuende kwa Ras G. Ras G amekuwa very patient with me. How are you doing, Ras? Hi, boy. Ras G, can you hear me? Okay. Looks like Ras G is not there.
I'm here, my brother. You can hear me right.
Ulikuwa umekimbia kwenda, najua hii ni ile part yenye watu wameona pipi amenisahau, wacha niweke simu chini nipike. Bachelor, we. Talk to us.
Yes, Pipi. How are you?
Niko tu bro, niko salama.
You're good. Very interesting day. A day full of so many activities, and I want to confirm to you that I had just come in. Nilikuwa tu ndio nimeingia, and then after communication with my brothers, I went to Bomas. So I'll talk as a first hand, somebody who saw a bit of everything. But even before Morara came in and all that, there's something that I noticed that ilifanya nikajua this day it was something that had been planned and everything. One of the things that I noticed, and this will form one of the subjects, is I noticed goons who are usually there during the ODM meetings and extra. I know you're so familiar with the men in black, only that this time round they were not in the outfits of men in black. And it's so sad that it happened that way. And to this very particular moment, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission has not issued any statement, because it is the body that is mandated to check on the political intolerance, because that is political intolerance. We should accommodate. The Constitution allows us to accommodate divergent views. Sasa hii ni kitu yenye ilikuwa imepangwa na wanasiasa na wakapanga, even the shifting of the public participation from KICC to Bomas, something you do on that particular day. You don't even give a grace period to Kenyans could prepare. They woke up. So this activity, especially the public participation that happened in Nairobi, it was the government plus ODM. And this is my call to ODM. If ODM thinks that it will continue being the party that propagates violence, that propagates impunity of that nature, that it cannot allow democracy, let it be told black and white and very clear. There is another force in the country, and that force will liberate this country. A combination of William Ruto. We know William Ruto was born in ODM. He has been in ODM before he was kicked out by the same men in black. And now today we have seen the men in black simply because they got one leg in the government. It does not mean that they should stop, they should step in everybody's toes who is trying to fix this country. To fix the country regardless of what. My second point, Peter. Today, and we have said time and again, the revolution will define the true people. The people who are for the revolution. Many started the journey. Wale wenye walifika mahali wakakuwa confused ama wakakuwa consumed by the fame. If you came in the movement to seek fame, publicity, money, all those things are coming. They haven't come in large numbers. Zitakuja. William Ruto and group have stolen enough. They will pour money. Watamwaga pesa huku nje. So, the betrayal that we saw there, because in your rightful sense, if you know very well that this is your brother, you are together in the revolution, the first thing that you take that mic is to condemn that action. Today, I don't want to mention individual because I'm one of the person who believes he does not warrant to be called even the name. He knows himself, but I'm calling upon the masses, I'm calling upon the population, those people who believe that William Ruto is the problem in the country should mark those individuals. Those are individuals that are not for the movement. They are out there to seek their own interest, their own publicity. But leo, uzuri, as we move, maji itajitenganisha, ama maji itajitenganisha na oil. Now, to the third one, as I learned, Peter, you know, sometimes you speak, you even, unaboil mpaka unasahau what you are supposed to take. The third one, and which is very important, Peter. This country has spoken loud and clear. Everybody has been glued on the television. Wale wenye wamekuwa mainstream media, mmejionea. This motion of impeachment to Rigathi Gachagua should send William Ruto to a very big panic mode. It has backfired so badly on this government. The reason why I'm saying that, even the people in Rift Valley are tired of this government. The people in Eldoret are tired of this government. Bomet people are tired of this government. So, why did William Ruto not send public participation for Adani? Why did William Ruto decide to send to us public participation when he was making deals, when he was busy advocating for us to move from National Hospital Insurance Fund to something that we don't even have, we don't even know what it is? He did not send public participation. But William Ruto wants us to believe that he can do in a day, in a single day, using parliament. Because it is parliament that was trying to rubber stamp this process that he wants so badly. But the country has sent the message loud and clear. But the country did not defend Rigiji because they feel like Rigiji deserve to be defended. The only message that the country is sending to William Ruto is that you cannot pretend, you cannot hide behind the constitution and fool Kenyans that Rigiji is the problem. Kenyans know very well that you are the problem. And Kenyans have decided to take their tribes aside. Now wamekupointia the finger at you. You are the problem. So the people listening here, the NIS listening to here, go and take that intelligence to William Ruto, that the country has spoken, and finally the country will liberate itself, regardless of the equation yenye anatajaribu kutuletea ya tribe. If Rigiji has to go, then William Ruto has to go equally. Hakuna kitu yote inabakishwa hapo hivyo. So William Ruto, it's either he fixes the problem the country is facing. The country has said it does not want Adani. The country has said it does not want the chief. The country is saying it wants the university model to be reviewed. The country is saying the education system has to be funded. Hii pesa yenye mnachukua mnapelekea wabunge in terms of CDF, that one should be allocated to the education sector. I feel like there is a very important business of impeaching an individual who is equally corrupt like you. In fact, you have stolen more than him. Thank you, Pepita.
Asante sana Ras G. Unajua mimi sipendangi vile mnatuongelesha kwa bundles zetu. Bundles zetu zesi tulinunua na pesa yetu. Yeah? Bundles zetu.
Indeed. So me, I like how people are speaking, and it is good. This is what we missed, and this is what we have been missing all the time. If right now I count myself like speaking on a national television, because like everyone in the country is hearing our opinions here, and they are very good opinions that can be used to move this country forward. So what I want to say, like I must also maintain, I must also stand with the standing order of the meeting, the public participation. I still maintain that Ruto must go, and Ruto must go means that the whole government must go. So on our side, let's be strategical. The reason I always fight for this country, because I always say that there's no country where we will go to. We are very happy that most of us, maybe you are like let's take a case of these people who are going to the Gulf to hustle there. People like doctors, nurses who go to work abroad like America, Australia, UK. You may take it like me yangu itakuwa sawa nitaenda majubatu. From the message that is coming from those countries, there are countries right now that are paying. They are paying the immigrants just to leave their country. Why are Americans so bitter about the Aris? They want Trump to be there so that the people who have gone to America, you know, if America hires you, never be cheated that if you are a nurse or you are a doctor, you are taken to America after doing your NCLEX exam and you go there, that you have made it in life, you are going for good salary. It's not how you think. Those people hire us. It is just a modern slavery, because you go there, you work for like a shift, like for a nurse, a shift like of 4 hours. In an hour, if they give you like 400 UD, and you think you have made it in life, they are just doing that because the people, the citizens themselves of America can't, and they have always said that they can't work for those salaries. So it is just a modern slavery. Let me tell you, Trump, I don't know who will win, but me, I always believe the way things are going and the way things are escalating with the war in the Middle East, I know very well and I'm very confident that Trump is going to win. And if Trump wins, the first thing he will do are these immigrants. These people, you will come back. And if you come back, don't tell me that now you will still brag that even if it is not America or UK, you can go to Nigeria. If Nigerians are working on their passports to come and live in Kenya, you will leave Kenya to go and work in Nigeria. It is this same country. It is this same country that we are living in. Hapa ndio tutakula. Hii ujiri yetu tutakula. And I'm telling you, kuna watu hapa wanajifanya like, wewe unaona you are salaried. Someone is paying. By the way, sahi kama unalipo salary ya 50,000 and you think you have made it in life, bro, wewe unafaa ukuwe categorized na kiumbe zingine za binadamu yenye iko kwa hii dunia. You are just a species of its own. Because it will reach a time that you get that 50,000 and after deductions, you are remaining like something of 28 to 29K. You have a family, you have kids, because the moment you are poor, if you are poor in your pockets, probably you are very excellent in bed. You will be giving birth to many children. You'll be giving birth to many children. Will you sustain 4 kids with 28,000 salary and you are living in Nairobi? And how the rent is doing in Nairobi, will you manage it? Bro, that is why we are saying this change, we are fighting it. Mimi sitoki, mimi nasemanga will.
Allah, Generally, looks like you have disappeared again. Allah.
Mimi nitakufa huku. And
now you're back. Tuendele. Generally, it's like you're lost again. Request the microphone. I see people here who have I have about 27 requests that I can't see. Simuniachilie tafasali.
And change. Kenyans, we have two ways in which you can bring this revolution, and let's be factual. The first one is the way Bangladesh did it. And from the fact, what I can
Hi, I think I'm back now because it was a very dark moment right there. Welcome to the show. I see I've lost part of the speakers. I hope you can hear me, Irving Miseda. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Kidogo tu ni end this space because now, Anyway, it's 43 minutes past the hour, 17 minutes to 9 p.m. East African time. It's Friday, bwana, which means the week is ending for me. I'll be back here again on Monday, yo. Of course, you can catch Home Run Extra tomorrow with DK Gift. I don't know if he'll be live tomorrow, but I'll be letting you know before the end of the show. Of course, Home Run Extra will be live Saturdays 8 p.m. all the way to midnight, 8 to midnight. But right now, we are finishing our weekly dose of Home Run with PP, of course. I see a lot of comments on the comment section. Sasa huyu ni nani ana?
Toka hapa saa 6 twende home. Mtuite tena tutoke saa 5 twende home. Mtuite tena tukose kukuja. Kwani nini? Na kama mnataka sasa mjue opinion yangu sasa. Opinion yangu kama Caroline Chemto. Kama Caroline Chemto. Hakuna mwenye anabaki.
Yeah, anguka nao. Choma hiyo boma. Yeah, let's go. What? Tumechoka.
Mnyonge ashuke. Tumechoka. Waende wote.
Haya.
Kia kwanza. Fight ya watu wawili. Kikuyu na Mkaleji. Tuingie.
Haya, hiyo microphone sasa itolewe. Asante sana Supu.
Haya basi, unasikia hata wanamuita Supu, labda hata wanajua wametoa wapi. Hey.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Home Run with PP.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuned into Home Run with PP. Of course, the lady there is telling them, waende wote. Mbona tunabakisha wawili ama watatu? Let us carry all of them home. Nyumbani. Yes, that is the message here kwenye Home Run as well. Request the microphone. Mnakuja hapa hivi mnatuambia mambo yenye nawaza, lakini kwanza nataka kwenda pale hivi kwenye comment section. That was a good video pale hivi kwenye comment. Naona mwingine keep me fit anasema dawa ni ile alafu ameweka injection pale. I'd like to say, I would like to condemn in the strongest terms possible whatever happened against Morara Kebaso. Now, this is Very funny, guys. Now, I was just working on some video that has been eating my head so much. So while I am finishing up on this video, I'm like, okay.
This isn't something Kenyans should ever